Hi, and you are?
My name is Eugene Hedlund, and I was just here at Rhythm Wave Camp at Burning Man and holding a set of the 5 Rhythms movement meditation. 5 Rhythms as a practice gives us some tools with which to tune into the subtlety of our body language so that we can actually, over time, develop an increase of our own sensitivity. That sensitivity allows us to actually connect with the wisdom that's being stored in our belly, the wisdom in our elbows and our fingers, and really sort of recreate our relationship to being in a physical body. So many of us are walking through the earth either using our body as a tool, or it's something that's maybe occasionally used for pleasure, or something that we're actually disconnected with altogether. That was my story for most of my life, and this practice began to invite me to come into my body almost like a child again and be curious about it. And I realized, when was the last time I was actually curious about my hands, or how my shoulders move, or, if my hips, the difference from side to side or up and back. And it seems like, just a very simple practice, and that's actually true. That's the magic of it, is in its elegant simplicity, it invites us to just come into ourselves, to come back home to ourselves and listen and be curious and to fall in love with ourselves through that. The pattern of the 5 Rhythms is, again, simple and yet quite profound in that it invites us to tune into our physical body and follow, actually allowing dance and movement to emerge from the inside out. So I learned my relationship to moving without an outcome, without needing to know why I'm doing something, but actually just listening and following. As flowing gives way, that's the first rhythm called flowing, as it gives way to the second rhythm, which is staccato, I begin to move into a place of expression. I've been tuning into my body, now I'm ready to express out. This gives me the tools with which to express with clarity. So instead of just expressing in a way that's almost just to be heard for myself, or where someone can't receive that information, staccato, as I practice it, teaches me my relationship to expressing myself with clarity, with ease and clarity at the same time, so that I can actually be heard, so I can actually be felt. From staccato, the music will rise and take us into the third rhythm, which we call chaos. Chaos, now that can sound like we're going to, fly off into space and disappear, but actually chaos is the most rooted of the rhythms. It invites me to actually really root down and feel the support that I have in my body, in the earth below, and from that to begin releasing with consciousness that which may no longer serve. It's also the invitation to let my head go and integrate my mind. This is a big piece, because it's our mind that at the moment when transformation or healing is about to occur, can pull us back, can take control of something. So chaos teaches me my relationship to control and surrender. As I dance out to my edge and I'm right there at a breakthrough point of inviting something new, what do? Do I rein it in? Do I come back to a place of control, or can I surrender into the unknown, to open to the possibility of being taken somewhere by my body and by my spirit that my conscious will never get? So it takes a huge surrender at that point to open to the possibility of something that I can't even imagine. And on the other end of that is the exquisite experience of lyrical. That's when we've let go.
The fourth one?
Yes, the fourth rhythm. That's when we let go of even letting go. It's moving with my ease. It's what is my relationship to moving easefully? What is my relationship to allowing spirit to simply move through me? When I'm in that pure lyrical state, I'm actually moving through the space almost in a way as if I'm observing myself, so that my body is moving with such connection to spirit that there isn't a thought that precedes the movement. Sometimes I can actually feel like I'm observing myself moving through the space, because I'm in that pure artistic state. I like to describe it as, that moment when, let's say I've just fallen in love and I want to write a poem. And there's all this feeling coming through me, and I can get into the space of trying to think about it and do it the right way. But in that moment, when the words just pour out effortlessly, it's like 20 seconds and I've written, 2-page beautiful poem, the most beautiful thing I'll ever write. That's the lyrical state. That's when we've let go and gotten out of our way so much that our artistic nature, our creativity, our spirit is just pouring through us. In this case, we experience it through the dance. It's absolutely profound. And then from that space of lyrical, having moved into such a pure expression, I get to begin to come back into myself, into the still place. The rhythm of stillness teaches me my relationship to myself, because as the music softens, as the external stimulus begins to fade away, where do I go? Do I numb out? Do I wait for something more interesting, or am I still here, still exploring, still following whatever may be left? It may be very small, it can be quite big, but it just has that air of ultimate sensitivity. The still place is where everything is moving at once. I'm following whatever's left, just to the beat of my own breath. I'm absolutely conscious of every nuance and detail of my physical body, of my emotional body, of my spirit, of the whole and totality of myself. It's body, heart, mind, spirit, moving as one without needing to separate anymore, and just being held by that still center. It's one of the most profound and ultimate experiences of self, to be absolutely conscious in the still state and just following. So that's the gift. This simple but profound map. And we may not get it the first time we try, but as we continue to just show up and practice and listen to our body and practice again and again and let our body become the teacher, then we can find that place where we move through that map and are learning about ourselves. The 5 rhythms would have no value if it was only to learn the 5 rhythms, because that's here in the space. But as we allow the 5 rhythms to become a tool to teach us about ourselves, it becomes something that supports the whole and totality of our life as a practice. So that's why I use it and continue to surrender to it and learn from it as my own life practice, and I'm so passionate to share it here at Rhythm Wave, here at Burning Man, and around the world.
Nice. So what's your contact information?
My name is Eugene Hedlund. Eugene at sheddingskins.com is a great email to get a hold of me, or I'm easy to find on Facebook by the spelling of my name, or it's facebook.com/sheddingskins.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
What did you think of the program?
I think Eugene just hit the nail on the head. I was actually very nervous about taking this particular workshop, and my dear friend Muse encouraged me, and it was absolutely just what the doctor ordered. I loved it. I just can't tell you. It was absolutely great. It was fantastic for me, and I would venture to say for everyone who was dancing with me, it was very deep.
What was the workshop on?
It was Tantra. It was tribal Tantra. And Eugene has a way of cutting right to the chase very quickly. You can, in 30 seconds, he can take you very deep, very deep. And there was a lot of healing that took place and a lot of answers that came to me. And I am so optimistic right now about just getting to where I want to be. And I love Eugene. I will follow him around the world and dance with him wherever I can. And I love Rhythm Wave, and I'm so happy to be back after 3 years. I'm back, and I just feel so at home and comfortable.
Here at the Burning Man Festival?
Absolutely, at Burning Man. Yes, it's my 7th year here, and it's just every year has new adventures and some new doors open to me, new friendships, and I just love it. It's amazing.
Okay, thanks so much.
Thank you, Art.